Okay, so Zercher squats. First and foremost, this is not going to be a tutorial. I'm not going to be giving my rationale for why I personally use them or why I use them with clients. I think there's a lot of really good resources and videos out there already. People talk about all the benefits and stuff. Instead, I'm going to be talking about the downsides, if you will, or at least the one big one. So when I hit 405 a while back, I got this question a lot as I've kind of worked it back into the rotation a little bit personally with some clients. Yeah, same question always comes back around, and it's, hey, how do I make it so it's less painful on my elbows, or how do you get to a point where it's more tolerable there? And short answer is that you don't really ever, at least me personally. I think it always kind of sucks, right? It always kind of hurts. But seeing as I tend to use this with clients from 13 all the way up to 85, I've come up with some different ways to make it more comfortable, okay? So first and foremost, I've got a pool noodle or some sort of like tubing insulation. If it's not cut down the side, right, just take a box cutter, slice it. I'm also wearing a flannel, as you can see. It's not a super thick one. If it was, I'd be sweating a lot more than I already am. But it's basically just to add another layer on the skin so that, right, especially if it's a really aggressive power bar in terms of the knurling, it's not gonna be cutting my skin up. But anyway, right, drop down underneath, get my hands as even as I can here, right, unrack, lock it out of this tiny little rack, okay. So this is 225, I can hold it like this, right, but as the load gets heavy enough, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna pull my hands down, right, probably. So with that, the way that I personally like to do it, right, is think back to Napoleon Dynamite. If you don't get that reference, go watch that movie and then come back to this video. Anyway, wrap my hands around, fingers just like that, lock it out. It's a lot more stable that way, okay? So that's option number one. Maybe you don't have fancy tubing insulation or pool noodle, or a flannel or something that you're comfortable with getting beat up at the gym, okay? But a lot of people now have knee sleeves. So the other option, all right, grab some of these. These are the Stoic sleeves. All right, they're pretty thick. If you're unsure, right, thicker the better, which is a pretty good rule of thumb if you ask me anyway. But any sleeves are gonna work. I did not come up with this one. I want to say Daru Strong posted about it a while back, if I'm remembering correctly and if I'm saying that correctly. But basically, set up just the same, right? But this is pretty comfortable, relatively speaking, okay? Probably, honestly, even more comfortable than that little noodle that I have, okay? Little noodle that I have, nice. Okay, maybe you don't have knee sleeves, or maybe you're gonna use them right on your knees. So another option, the one that I tend to employ mostly, right? At least personally, grab a little bit of chalk. You're gonna wanna throw it right in those elbow grooves, okay? You're gonna walk in here, set it up, those hands wrapped around, lock it out, and remind yourself not to be so soft. Obviously, I'm probably not gonna do that with a 13-year-old or someone that's like 85, right? The last thing I want them to worry about is having some sort of pain in their arms while they're doing a squat, right? I just want to see a good squat variation. But personally, I don't mind having a little bit of physical pain, especially in the short term, right? I found that it's nothing in comparison to some of the stuff that can happen up top. So I think probably giving yourself little doses of physical pain here and there, right, in certain contexts is probably gonna be good for us. So that being said, hope this is helpful, right? Pick whatever version you want, right? Whatever option you have. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, hope this is helpful.